Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here on Madden 19. Today it is going to be the New York Jets. Back to the fantasy style rebuilds. We took a short break on those to do a realistic rebuild. I think now I'm probably going to interchange them. So my next rebuild will be another realistic one. Also, before I get into the team here, I shouted out my Twitter last time. I'm going to do it one more time here because I'm actually kind of close to 100 followers there. You guys actually went over there and followed me quite a bit. I think I gained like 12 followers from that last video, which is quite awesome. So my Twitter is always in the description of all of my videos. So is my Discord if you guys want to join that. So anyway, let's get into the team here. Of course, the quarterback for this team is Sam Darnold. I just drafted him. He's still pretty young with quick dev. I'm definitely going to try to keep him as long as possible. I hope he can develop into a beast. I've seen him in the MVP conversation a few times, you know, in simulation, so I hope that happens here. The running back situation isn't great. Isaiah Crowell isn't particularly that great. Bilal Powell is decent, and then they have Elijah McGuire, Trenton Cannon. Not horrible, I guess, but I definitely want to upgrade to like a superstar running back if I can. Robbie Anderson is a very talented #1 wide receiver. I want to keep him on the team. Quincy Enunwa isn't too bad. Jermaine Kearse, Rashard Matthews, not bad options there. His offensive line is pretty bad overall wise. I mean, Brian Winters isn't horrible. Brendan Shell can probably develop. He's still young. He's 26. Never mind. I don't think he's really going to develop into anything. Christopher Herndon has been playing really well in real life. He's a 77 overall. One of the top rated tight ends according to Pro Football Focus. He also had a pretty unbelievable one-handed catch against the Packers. He's, you know, looking like a pretty good option for this team, honestly. I think he will be the starter, you know, for the Jets in real life for a couple seasons at least. Defensively, this team is actually not too bad on this side of the ball. Jamal Adams is a stud. Marcus May is pretty good. Jermaine Johnson, I'm not sure how he's playing in real life, but he's probably going to be out the door in this game. He gets paid a ton. He has a lot of trade value. I'm going to see if I can get a superstar for him. Darrell Roberts, I guess, is playing pretty well. Might keep him at least for a season. I don't know, why not, right? Buster Skrine, definitely getting rid of him. Morris Claiborne, Perry Nickerson. Perry Nickerson's not too bad, but Morris Claiborne I'll probably get rid of. On the defensive line, Leonard Williams is a beast. Definitely want to try to build this defense around him. Henry Anderson is still decently young. He's like 27. Not horrible. Steve McClendon, not great. I might throw Nate Shepard to defensive tackle to see if he can develop into anything. That might be the look if I can't trade for a D tackle. Then we have Josh Martin here at right outside linebacker. He's decently young as well, so if I need to keep him, I can. Jordan Jenkins, I want to keep for as long as possible. Darren Lee, Avery Williamson, not bad at middle linebackers. So the team isn't as bad as when, like, you know, Madden 19 started. Like, when it came out, the team was like a 70 overall, I think. So let's try to, you know, upgrade this team. I don't think I'm going to be able to make this team into a playoff team, but let's see what I can do, I guess. Jermaine Johnson, Steve McClendon, and our first-round draft pick will get me Devontae Adams. I'm actually really surprised this trade went through. Jermaine Kearse Kaufusi, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Buster Skrine for the Raiders' first-rounder and Garyon Conley. Isaiah Crowell, Morris Claiborne, and a third-round draft pick are heading over to the Chiefs for Chris Jones. Josh Martin, Neil Sterling, and a second-round draft pick will get me Alvin Kamara. Rashard Matthews, Eric Tomlinson, and Spencer Long are getting me a first-round draft pick from the Cardinals. Kelvin Beachum and Terrence Brooks for the Buccaneers' first-round draft pick. Bilal Powell, James Carpenter, and Ben Ijalhana, I feel like that's how that's pronounced, for Taylor Moton. This is a pretty boring trade, but I'm giving the Panthers Rontez Miles and Henry Anderson for James Bradbury. This is what the team looks like heading into the first season. They are a 78 overall. I'm honestly not sure if that is different from the beginning. I think I improved, though, overall because, you know, we got Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams now on the offensive side, Taylor Moton, or Moton. I think I might just say Moton for the rest of the rebuild here. You know, he's starting at left tackle. He's a good offensive lineman to have. And then on the defensive side, we have Chris Jones, James Bradbury, Garyon Conley. Those corners aren't like a huge upgrade, but they're still not bad, and they're still pretty young. I think they have room to develop, and Chris Jones is just a beast. Nate Shepard starting at defensive tackle. The linebacking core is pretty much the same. Terrell Basham is now just starting. The safeties are pretty much the same. And then on the specialist over here, we have Robbie Anderson playing the slot wide receiver. He's also the #2. Darrell Roberts will be the slot corner. And this is what everything else looks like. I think this team could do pretty well. I don't think they're going to make a playoff spot, but hopefully Sam Darnold can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's pretty much the goal for this season. The team is 3-5 at the midseason mark. The Dolphins are 4-4. You can see that the Patriots, though, leading the division 5-3. Not by much, to be honest. And the Bills are 3-5 as well. 1 experience point for a few guys here. Let me try to use Sam Darnold, see if we can get him up to Scrambler to fit the scheme. It is not going to fit the scheme, but it did go up in overall, so it's not all that bad. He got 1 to carrying. Alright. The defensive side, 2 from Jamal Adams. Looks like he leads the entire team, I think. Robbie Anderson has to come back to the team. Definitely want to do that. Who else is here, though? Quincy Enunwa. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring him back. I might negotiate with him at the end of the season. Jason Myers I want. Darryl Roberts. Same thing with him. You know, same thing as Quincy Enunwa. I think I'm going to negotiate with him later. And then everyone else I think I'm going to let go. The team did not make the playoffs, but we did just beat the Patriots. Okay. 8-8. Really not that bad of a season. If we could have, you know, won, I think, 1 more game, there was a decent chance we would have been in the playoffs. Depends on if we beat the Patriots in the beginning of the season or not. Let's see. 1-3 in the preseason. Did we beat the Patriots the second time? We actually beat them twice. If we would have went 9-7, we would have actually went to the playoffs. Okay, well, not a terrible first season then. Actually, it's pretty bad because... Actually, no, we don't have our draft pick. Never mind. I was going to say it was going to suck because our draft pick would have been pretty bad, but we actually don't have our own draft pick. Sam Darnold, just under 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 14 picks. Not a bad rookie season at all. Alvin Kamara was pretty good. 5 touchdowns, over 1,100 yards. 3 fumbles, but not too bad, I guess. Robbie Anderson, 991 yards and 9 touchdowns. Devontae Adams nearly gets 1,000 yards as well with 6 touchdowns. Christopher Herndon gets 8 touchdowns. Quincy Enunwa gets 7. Blocking was pretty bad. It's pretty bad for Madden Sim. 128 tackles from Avery Williamson, not too shabby. 13 tackles for loss for Leonard Williams, 12 for Nathan Shepard, 10 from Jordan Jenkins. We have 12 sacks from Chris Jones, and then 8 from Jordan Jenkins. Jordan Jenkins also had an interception. He had a great season. 3 picks, though, from Darryl Roberts and Gary and Conley, 2 from Avery Williamson and Jamal Adams and Marcus May, 1 from Jordan Jenkins, Rashard Robinson, James Bradbury, and Perry Nickerson. Got a lot of interceptions on this team, surprisingly. No defensive touchdowns. We have no safeties, and we have 2 blocked kicks. Darren Lee and Kevin Pierre-Louis each got 1. 18th on offense. I feel like defense was better than that. Those numbers actually look pretty good. We were 15th. Okay, so not much better, but we were better. Jared Goff wins MVP with Todd Gurley right behind him. Nobody from the Jets. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell, but Sam Darnold's in there at number 5. I don't see Baker Mayfield above him. He's actually still on the list, but he's not above him, so that's a decent sign. Defensive Player of the Year goes to C.J. Mosley. Avery Williamson, though, comes in 4th. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sam Darnold. There we go, not too bad. Christopher Herndon comes in 9th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, of course, it goes to Darius Leonard. It always does. Nathan Shepard, though, comes in 9th. How many experience points does Sam Darnold have? He actually had a pretty good season, though. Hopefully he has more than, like, 2. Okay, he has exactly 2. That's no fun. But Alvin Kamara has 3. 1 for a few other guys. And then defensively, we have 3 from Jamal Adams. I think that's the most. I don't really see anyone else with that many. 2 from Chris Jones isn't too bad either. I think I'm going to let Quincy Enunwa go and Darryl Roberts. Even though they both played pretty well, they're getting up there in age. They are going to regress very soon. So I don't really feel like bringing either of them back. I can definitely replace them in the draft and in the offseason here. So let's go into the offseason. Who is the top free agent? We have $67 million, just over that, to spend here. LaMarcus Joyner. He would have been a nice acquisition because he could have played corner. 89 zone, 83 man. Could have definitely got the job at corner. I think I'm just going to like extend him an offer, just in case he randomly decides to come over to the team. 105 points. I'm not going to go up more than that. Tevin Coleman. I don't want Trevor Williams. Darrell Williams would be nice, but again, his teams are overpaying for him. I'll try to give him a contract just to see if he will accept something like pretty small in comparison to what he could get. Let's just be in 3rd place, and we go a little higher. That is going to be 109 total points. Maybe he'll randomly come over for that. I don't think I want anyone else. I'll check, though, to make sure. So we were rejected by Darrell Williams and LaMarcus Joyner. Completely expected that, but I did get Jonathan Jones just to fill the hole Darryl Roberts made by not bringing him back. He also fits the scheme. He's not too bad. He's still pretty young as well. I'm trading up here in the draft, giving the Broncos a 12th overall pick and Brandon Shell for the 2nd overall pick. I'm pretty sure Brandon Shell went down in overall. I thought he was like a 75 or 76 or something before. I could be wrong, but regardless, it doesn't really matter too much. Here, though, I will be selecting a strong safety because look how fast this guy is. 4.31 speed. I think I might throw this guy down to cornerback and just have him ball out there. Tyron Buck. 81 overall, quick dev, ranked 4th. We took him at number 2, but how fast are you? 94 speed at safety. That's unreal. I think I might throw this guy down to cornerback. I'm pretty sure that's where, you know, he's going to play the best. I think I might try to trade this pick away. There's a guy I want late in the first round, and there's also a guy I want mid first round. I can trade with the Broncos again to get the 12th pick. That was my pick. Okay, I might do that and get a third rounder this year as well and a second next year. That's looking nice. Because I don't want to go back too late in this draft, just in case the guy gets selected. Or would I rather have the 16th overall pick, a second and a fourth? I think I'm going to go with the Broncos just to make sure I get them, because I also still want some draft picks for, you know, later in this draft. So let's go to the 7th overall pick. Hopefully the guard is still there and he just got drafted. That's fun. Whatever. 82 overall. That was a really nice looking guard. Kind of wish I could have selected him. There should be some other ones here. There's one other guard here. I'll just take this guy, I think. Yeah, Zachary Pasco. He looks pretty good as well. 78 overall. Quick dev. I would have rather had the dude who's an 82. This guy still isn't bad, though. You know, he's still going to play pretty well, I'm sure. I'm really excited to draft this guy, though. This middle linebacker looks unbelievable. Tavares Austin. He's first in everything. Let's go with him. 79 overall, quick dev. It's saying we reached on all of these picks, but I really don't think so. He is really nice looking. 88 block shed pursuit and acceleration. Good zone coverage. Good man coverage as well. 83 speed was actually the fastest out of all middle linebackers, which is kind of interesting. 83 tackling is nice. He's going to be a starter. There's still a first round quarterback here. Pat Gokong. What a name. Do we have anyone who I really want? Alright, well, there's a pass rusher who skipped the combine. Supposed to go late 5th, and my next pick is in the 4th. I could probably select him then. I'd actually much rather have this guy. I didn't even see this guy down here. Adrian Reed. Oh, yeah, I'd totally rather have this guy. 78 overall, normal development. He's only really good at run stopping, but he has decent block shed, pretty bad finesse and power. Actually, really bad finesse and power. He's strong, pretty slow. I don't know where this guy's going to play, but I feel like I should probably work him in somehow. I think we're going to draft a linebacker who skipped the combine here and see what this guy is all about. He's the only player I have left, so let's go with him. Jason Webb. He's only a 71. He's actually really bad. Okay. I probably should have just taken that guard with like my... What was that? What pick was that? Like 3rd overall? I probably should have taken him with that pick, but it's not the end of the world. We still drafted kind of well in those first 4 picks there. I simmed right after Jason Webb, so I didn't draft those last 3 guys. But let's check out the NFL. Who was the first rated player? We actually did not get really that close. I think we got the 4th rated player, so I guess that is pretty close. It was actually Bo Grennan, the dude I wanted. 82 overall, quick dev. This dude's a beast. I really should have drafted him. I messed up with that one. Oscar Ferguson is a nice looking receiving back. Only normal dev. When was he selected? In the 2nd round. Why did the Titans select a running back? Garrick Madden. This guy won the Heisman. 81 overall, star dev. Nice looking player there too. Killian Barrett. Ooh, 98 speed. 81 overall, star dev, 98 speed. That is not fair. I think I'm going to make a few trades here just to solidify the team a little better. This one is going to be Darren Lee and a 5th round draft pick next year for Shaq Mason. This has to be one of my biggest fleeced trades I've ever had. Trenton Cannon, a 71 overall running back. He's not bad, but he's the 3rd string, so there's no real reason to keep him on the team. This random quarterback the computer selected, and a 4th round draft pick for Brandon Sheriff, one of the best right guards in this game right now. Okay, the team is actually looking quite good now. They're an 86 overall with a nice offense at 91 and a good defense at 87. Sam Darnold has a ton of options to throw the ball to, just like last year, just a little bit better. Alvin Kamara, Devonta Adams, Robbie Anderson, Christopher Herndon, of course, and then I just signed Chester Rogers in free agency. I wasn't able to like re-sign, or I actually tried to re-sign Quincy Enunwa, but I wasn't able to, and then I couldn't really find any wide receivers who I wanted to draft, so I just signed Chester Rogers to play, you know, the number 3 in some packages and the number 2 in some other ones. It doesn't really matter. These top 2 guys are going to get the majority of the targets, and then Herndon will probably be involved a lot as well. The offensive line is so much better. Brandon Sheriff is playing left tackle. I think he played that in college, so that makes some sense. Shaq Mason starting at right guard, of course. Taylor Moton or Moton. I think I said in the beginning I was going to stick with Moton, but then I just said Moton right there. I don't know. Whatever. He's playing right tackle. I actually don't know how it's actually pronounced. And I said actually twice in that sentence. Who cares? Jamal Adams is up to a 92. Marcus May up to an 81. A little bit of an, an overall boost there. Buck, the rookie safety, is starting at cornerback number 3. He has good press as well, so he can definitely play cornerback. 79 overall. Bit higher overall than Jonathan Jones there. Nathan Shepard, I'm just going to have him chill at defensive tackle. He didn't play badly. Chris Jones had a great season last year. Leonard Williams played well too. This linebacking core got a bit different. I didn't really want to get rid of Darren Lee, but since we drafted Tavares Austin, there's no real reason for Darren Lee to be on the team. Honestly, he would have just been the third middle linebacker, and Kevin Pierre-Louis is, just fine for that job. I'm going to start Reed at right outside linebacker. Adrian Reed, I think it's supposed to be Adrian, but it's like Adrian, I don't know. He's starting at right outside linebacker. It doesn't really fit the scheme here. Doesn't really fit the scheme in either a 3-4 or a 4-3. If you just look at him. He doesn't have good zone coverage, so a 4-3 isn't the best look for him, and then he has really bad pass rushing stats, so a 3-4 isn't the best. He's good block shedding, though, so I don't know. I'm just going to leave him as the starter. I don't think he's rushing off that side. No, the other rookie we drafted who skipped the combine is actually rushing off that side. But that's what the specialist looks like. The team is actually pretty decent. I'm going to spend my coach XP, and I'll see you at the midseason. So I don't know if I'm just an idiot and didn't realize that I didn't have a starting center, or if I did have a center and the computer just cut him. But either way, I'm still trading for one here. I'm giving the Broncos a 3rd round draft pick and Mike Pennell for Matt Paradis. The team is 4-3 right now, so a little bit better than what we were last season at this point. 2-6 from the Dolphins, 4-3 from the Patriots, 4-4 from the Bills, and we already saw the Dolphins record. So let's check out the experience points. 1 for a few players. I don't see anyone with more than that. What about defensively? Still 1 for everyone. Buck even has 1. Okay, so let's try to bring back these guys. I know Brandon Sheriff is here, and then Chris Jones, of course, was that first dude. So Leonard Williams also has to come back. I want James Bradbury, Black Edwards, Jordan Jenkins, and that's probably it. So I'll re-sign all these guys here. We ended up sneaking into the playoffs with a 9-7 record. 10-6 from the Jags. We won the division. The Patriots also went 9-7, and then the Dolphins and the Bills went 5-11. All right, at least we made the playoffs here. 4-0 in the preseason. Beat the Jags to start off the season. Lost to the Browns. Beat the Giants. Lost to the Patriots. Won 2 games, lost to the Redskins and the Dolphins, beat the Cowboys, lost to the Steelers, beat the Bills, lost to the Bengals, won 3 in a row, and then lost to the Eagles. That 3-game win streak near the end of the season was clutch. Ezekiel Elliott wins MVP. Did Darnold get over 4,000 yards? He did, actually. He had a pretty good season here. 4,421 yards, 29 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That is a great season. Alvin Kamara, over 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. Not a bad season there. Christopher Herndon actually led the team in catches with 80. Robbie Anderson, though, had 10 touchdowns, 991 yards. Devontae Adams, 970 yards, 4 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara was our 4th best wide receiver. Played better than Chester Rogers. He had 683 receiving yards. Blocking, that was this. Not horrible. Better from last season, but still not that great. 113 tackles from Tavares Austin with 1 interception. I don't think that's enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 11 tackles for loss for Jordan Jenkins, 10 from Leonard Williams. We have 9 sacks from Chris Jones, 5.5 from Jason Webb. Not too bad there. 2 interceptions from Garyon Conley, Tyron Buck, and James Bradbury. 1 from Tavares Austin, Avery Williamson, Jamal Adams, and Marcus May. Any defensive touchdowns? No. Any safeties? We have 2 actually, Chris Jones and Adrian Reed. And then 3 blocked kicks. Jamal Adams, Jason Webb, and Nathan Shepard all got 1. So 11th this year on offense. Not bad. We're improving. That's what you like to see. And then 14th on defense. Again, we're improving, which is nice. We already saw that Zeke won MVP. Nobody from the Jets. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. I see Sam Darnold down there at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Marshall. I feel like I don't see him in this list too often. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Killian Barrett. Bryant Klein, I have no idea who that is, comes in 7th. Defensive Rookie of the Year actually goes to our middle linebacker, Tavares Austin. Okay. Tyron Buck comes in 3rd. Jason Webb comes in 6th. Not too bad. At least our middle linebacker won it. That's actually pretty cool. Let's see how many experience points he has. Only 1 from a bunch of people on the offense, 2 from Robbie Anderson and Herndon over there. Defensively, we have only 2 from Austin, which kind of sucks a little bit. Cornerbacks are developing well. That's nice to see. So the team should be actually pretty good after I spend all these. The team went up a little bit in overall. I don't remember what it was before. It may have been an 84, may have been an 85. But regardless, the team did improve. So Sam Darnold up to an 81. Still doesn't fit the scheme. I don't think he's ever going to be honest. Devontae Adams up to a 94, one of the highest rated players on this team. Alvin Kamara also a 94. And then defensively, the cornerbacks are looking actually pretty good now. James Bradbury, Garyon Conley both up to an 85. Bucks up to an 82. Avery Williamson, 87 overall here, but the D-line's nice. Leonard Williams, Chris Jones, Jamal Adams over there up to a 94. So, let's see what the Jaguars are. I didn't mean to hit play offenses only. But anyway, they're an 87, we are an 86. Doesn't matter what button you hit there, as long as you can get to that menu. Can we take down the Jags? I think we beat them earlier in the season. Let's see if we can do that now. We do not. 20-14. Close game, 1 possession. Only lost by 6 points. Let's see if it was anyone's fault, or, you know, if anyone played really well on our team. We had 397 total yards, not too bad. Sam Darnold had over 300 with 1 touchdown. He had a pretty good game. Blake Bortles played better, though. Leonard Fournette was okay. Alvin Kamara was pretty decent. Carlos Hyde, Elijah McGuire had a touchdown. Marquise Lee was pretty good. Dede Westbrook was good. Elijah McGuire also scored a touchdown. He had a pretty good game, actually, as a number 2 running back. I have just under $65 million to spend in free agency. Who can we snag? Miles Jack, of course, is here. He usually is. And he's going to be the top player. Maybe I'll actually go after him this time, because I could use a middle linebacker. Not really, though. I mean, Austin's pretty good. Like, he played well. Avery Williamson played well the first season. I don't think I'm going to target Miles Jack. I don't really need him. I was thinking about going after David Onyemata just to have a higher overall defensive tackle, but Nathan Shepard hasn't really played badly. Ashawn Robinson would be okay. I don't really want anyone here, to be honest. Maybe Vic Beasley. I could slide him up to outside linebacker, because I could really use an outside linebacker, if I'm being honest. I could try that. Definitely could try that, but I think I'm just going to wait for the draft. I'm really an idiot. I kind of forgot I had Brian Winters on the team. That's who I'm pretty sure was playing center, either him or the guard. Like, when I was recapping the team to begin this season, I'm pretty sure one of those 2 guys were starting at center, and then when I simmed, they went back to the regular position, so it looked like I didn't have a center. I completely forgot Brian Winters was even on this team. So I'm sorry that I'm kind of a doofus, but it happens. I'm trading in this draft, though, to get the first overall pick. I'm giving Brian Winters to the Colts. And now we will be selecting an outside linebacker, because this guy looks very good. Also, I want to point out before I do that Reed Rich is unbelievably good. A+ throw power, A- throw accuracy, short, B+ throw on the run. He's probably like an 83 overall, but I have no reason to select him. I'm going to go with Marik Doman. Looks pretty nice. A hit power is awesome. B+ power moves, B pursuit, 21 years old, B over an 80. He's actually an 80 exactly with quick dev. He was ranked 16th in this class, and he's an 80 overall. Wow, this is a good draft class. 94 hit power is great. 83 speed, 76 block shed, 86 power moves. I hope this guy develops into a god. I need to see what this quarterback is. Where is he going to? Probably the Bills. Dre McDonald, 83 overall left end. The Bills took him. He's an 85. Oh, man, I wish I needed a quarterback. I mean, I kind of do need a quarterback. I mean, I could have used him, is what I mean, but I feel like Jets fans would have destroyed me if I selected him. But I have no one on my draft board, obviously. I think I just let the computer scout all these guys here. Let's see who I can just find and select here. I'll look for someone. All right, this cornerback it is. Derek Little. 74 overall, normal dev. Not too bad. He's not going to play, though. I definitely need to look at this draft class. If an 80 overall player was ranked 16th, I feel like that's unbelievable. This guy actually looks really nice. Audrey Dixon. I didn't even draft this dude. Sweet. He can be the 3rd wide receiver for this team because he doesn't get many catches. I'll take it. That's fine. But in the entire NFL, the 1st ranked player has to be that quarterback. Yes. Reed Rich. 85 with Superstar. Are you kidding me? The Bills. Oh, of course it went to the Bills, too. It went to the Bills. Of course he went to the Bills. A divisional rival. They're going to be, like, really good now. Dre McDonald. 83 overall quick dev. TJ Alexander. Power back. 83 overall. 89 speed, 91 carrying, 92 trucking. Man, another 82 overall here. Or this is the only one, I think. Therald Carswell. Right end. 87 finesse move, 85 speed, 86 strength too. Jeez. You have to go down to... Where is this ranked? I think I have to count. You have to go all the way down to here to get to somebody... To the last 80 overall player, I mean. This guy was selected in the 3rd round. Jeez. 85... speed, 85 finesse moves, 89 acceleration. Oh my lord. This draft class was unbelievable. This will be the team for the potential final season. I don't know if it will be yet, so I'll determine that at the end of the season. But the only real difference is that Doman is starting here. I want him starting at right outside linebacker, so I'll make that switch in the depth chart manually. But the team is actually pretty good. I think the weakest part is probably defensive tackle, but Nathan Shepard hasn't played badly. So yeah, I think this team could probably make it to the playoffs once again. Somehow, the team is 2-5 right now. Not sure how that happened. 2-5-1 from the Titans. The Patriots are 5-2, the Dolphins 4-3, and the Bills are 4-4. So it's looking like I'll have to go another season. I don't understand Madden Sim sometimes. I think this team actually is very good. So let's bring back who we have to. Alvin Kamara, you know, starts off the impending free agents. Jamal Adams, Avery Williamson, Gary Conley, Marcus May, Taylor Moton, Elijah McGuire. I might bring him back. Terrell Basham, probably not. So I'll get all these top guys here, and I'll see you at the end of the season. So obviously, the team did not end up making the playoffs. 6-10 is how we finished. This is easily the best team we've had so far. 10-6 from the Patriots, 9-7 from the Dolphins, and then 8-8 from the Bills. Well, that sucks. Let's see. 2-2 in the preseason. Lost the opening. No, we didn't. We won the opening game. I don't know why I said lost. We beat the Rams, who are pretty good. Destroyed the Broncos. Beat the Bengals and the Bills. Beat the Bills again, and then the 49ers. Very disappointing season. Trubisky wins MVP. Okay. How did Darnold play? 4,255 yards, 34 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Quite a bit, you know, of interceptions, but a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. Not a bad season overall. Alvin Kamara was pretty good once again. Not many rushing touchdowns, but that's okay. Really, Christopher Herndon gets over 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. That is a really nice season. 95 catches, too. 931 yards from Robbie Anderson. 940 yards from Devontae Adams. I think that rookie down there got 9 touchdowns. Hey, he did. Audrey Dixon. Okay. Blocking looks terrible. Brandon Sheriff, what are you doing, my man? 18 sacks. 108 tackles from Avery Williamson is not too bad. 12 tackles for loss for Marik Doman. 12 from Jordan Jenkins as well. 11 from 3 other guys. Then 8.5 sacks from Doman isn't too bad either. We have 4 interceptions from Gary Conley. Hopefully that's a Pro Bowl. 2 from Tyron Buck. 1 from Avery Williamson, James Bradbury, and Jamal Adams. Do we have any defensive touchdowns? 1 from Gary Conley. We have 3 safeties. Jordan Jenkins, Tavares Austin, and Nathan Shepard each got 1. And then 2 blocked kicks. Tavares Austin and Nathan Shepard each blocked a kick. Okay. 11th on offense. Defense was probably like 20th or above. 6th? Really, we were 11th and 6th, and we went 6-10. And the Bears went 15-1. What is going on? AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Phillip Rivers. That quarterback's in there. He's a 90 overall. Sam Darnold makes it number 9, though. Telvin Smith wins Best Defensive Player, or just Defensive Player of the Year. Then there's Jadeveon Clowney, Andre Howell, Kayvon Webster, J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless. Man, so many Texans players. Is that Darren Lee? Of course it's Darren Lee. Man, I like Darren Lee. I shouldn't have traded him. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to that quarterback. Audrey Dixon, though, comes in 4th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marik Doman comes in 5th. Alright, well, how many experience points do we have going around? Probably not too many, since that season was kind of horrible. 2 for Sam Darnold. Herndon only got 2. Dixon only got 1. Man. Gary Conley only got 1. He had 4 interceptions. Whatever. It's now time for the offseason. Just under $50 million to spend. Hopefully there's some stud here who I can go after. Christian McCaffrey, of course, is here, but John Johnson is also here. Can have an unbelievable safety duo if I sign him, but the Dolphins giving him so many points is taking these players out of free agency, really. I'll give him a contract just to see what happens. I'll probably start him over Marcus May if I get him. I really like Marcus May, but, I mean, John Johnson's a 94 overall, and I probably won't really go after anyone else. That's not really the issue with this team, though. It's not really the secondary. I think I'll just leave 113 there. I should probably really pursue him since the Dolphins are going after him too, and I don't want him going to a divisional rival. Alright, so let's try this. Let's try this out. Let's see if we can get him. 117. Man, that's so much money. Alright, screw it. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I'll try to have Marcus May play somewhere. Maybe. Let's see if we can get him. 125. That's exactly what the Dolphins are. I'm going to go up 1 more, though, just to get above them a little bit. This is a huge contract. That's still 125. Alright, well, I'll mess with that. I'll make sure I go a little bit above them, and I'll let you know if I get anyone else too. We ended up getting John Johnson, so I guess I'll throw him over to free safety, where he'll be like a 94 probably. What are his stats looking like? He has insanely good zone coverage. Okay, that's fine. I'll throw him over to free safety, and then I guess Marcus May will just back him up. There's no one who I really want here, so I think I might just go with this right tackle. DeAndre Whitley. What are you all about, friend? 81 overall, quick dev. That was a good draft pick. He is a nice-looking offensive lineman. He's definitely going to play. This is what the rest of the draft looks like. I didn't select anyone else after that Whitley dude. 76 overall strong safety. Okay, not too bad. 76 overall defensive end as well. And then we have a 74 overall D tackle. Okay, so not a terrible looking draft there by the computer. Who was the first rated player, though? I think we got the 4th ranked player. I see an 82 down there. It's probably him. It is going to be him. Delray Benson. Quick development. Quick overall, yeah. Quick dev. Good looking defensive end for the Ravens. There's the guy we drafted. And then another right tackle. It couldn't really go wrong with either of those guys. Brant Rambo is the first overall player taken. 80 overall superstar dev. One of these guys. He looks nice too. The team's only an 86 overall, but it's really not too bad. If that all Clemson team I had can make it to the Super Bowl, this team should easily be able to make it to the playoffs. There's a lot of nice players at important positions. Offensive line is pretty good. Wide receiver core is good. Running back is very good. Secondary is unreal. John Johnson, Jamal Adams, and then these 3 cornerbacks are all very nice. Defensive line is looking good, and, you know, the linebackers are not bad. So the team should get the job done. Let's see what happens, though. So the team didn't make the playoffs again. 7-9. Are you serious? This team is better than a 7-9 kind of team. Alright, well, this rebuild kind of sucked. I apologize for this one. Maybe I'll come back to it later or something, because this team really isn't that bad. 3-1 in the preseason. Lost the opening 2. Won 3 in a row. There's the rest of this season. Who cares? This sucks. Now, I'm sorry, Jets fans. I kind of like the Jets. I've said this before, but my dad is a Jets fan, so like they're one of my top few favorite teams. Sam Darnold wasn't amazing this year, but over 4,000 yards is always nice. Alvin Kamara has been consistently great. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns there. Robbie Anderson with exactly 1,000 yards. Devontae Adams was pretty good. Christopher Herndon has been, you know, great this entire time too. A lot of sacks let up from this offensive line. This offensive line is good. I don't understand. 104 tackles from Gary Conley is quite good. 10 tackles for loss for Leonard Williams. We have 10.5 sacks from Leonard Williams as well. 3 interceptions from Gary Conley, 2 from James Bradbury, 1 from all those guys there. And then defensive touchdowns. Let's see if we have any. We do not. Any safeties? No. Any blocked kicks? No. Alright, well, this rebuild was kind of a disaster. 15th on offense. But we were 19th on defense, so not good. I apologize for this one. I've apologized a bunch already. There's every once in a while I'll have a rebuild that just is not good and does not pan out. A lot of what makes a rebuild successful is luck. You know, you just kind of have to be lucky with how your team performs. So, you know, sometimes you just don't get it to go your way. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody from the Jets. Defensive Player of the Year. Did I see Jayon Brown up there? I did. He's an 82. Alright, good for him. I'm not seeing any Jets in here. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Jets. Best quarterback. Sam Darnold doesn't make it. Best running back. Alvin Kamara is 3rd, though. Best wide receiver. Bradford Tynes. 95 overall. Look at that guy. Nobody from the Jets. Best offensive lineman. Shaq Mason's in there. I guess that's kind of cool. Best defensive lineman. I think Myles Garrett won that. Leonard Williams, though, comes in 7th. Best linebacker. Nobody from the Jets. Best defensive back goes to Eli Apple. Are you joking? Gary Conley comes in 10th. Best kicker. Nobody from our team. Alright, so this was a sad attempt at a rebuild. It's alright. I've had a bunch of successful ones in the past. Go watch those if you want to. If this is your first rebuild you're watching of me, watch others, okay? Because I do better in my other ones. But thank you guys very much for watching. I do apologize once more, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.